Welcome to lecture number 1 of General Science of class 7. I'm your instructor Nimra Riaz Malik. Today we're going to start our first chapter, that is from cells to organisms. Today's lecture outline is what is cell, unicellular organisms, multicellular organisms, microscopic view or discussion on microscope. Then we'll discuss plant cells and its parts. Let's brainstorm what a cell is. Cell is actually the smallest part of our body. It is indivisible. It is actually our building block of every living being, not just humans, not just animals, but every living being has a building block, and that is its cell. So we can say that cell is actually a basic unit of life because it carries out basic processes. It carries out in plants photosynthesis, it carries out digestion processes, it takes nutrients from our blood and then makes energy. So it is actually a site where energy is produced. So unicellular organisms, like ones which have only one cell, that is bacteria has one cell, yeast is made up of one cell, amoeba and algae. These are unicellular and are the simplest organisms. Whereas multicellular organisms are actually more complex because they have more systems, they have elaborated systems of nerves, of digestions, of respiration. So that's why they are multicellular. Examples include plants and animals, and plants can be of various types. As you know, there are conifers, there are pines, there are mosses, there are different climate zones. As there are different climate zones, so there are different types of plants. Similarly, we have different types of animals. We have amphibians, we have warm-blooded, we have cold-blooded, we have vertebrates. Vertebrates are those which have the spinal cord or vertebra, and we have invertebrates which don't have their spine to hold or to fix their body. So these all are multicellular organisms. Let's have a look on microscope. What a microscope is. If you just go to your page number 5 of your book, you will find out a typical structure of microscope. Microscope has these parts. You can read out at home, and then we can discuss this in the next lecture that what you have understood. In short, we can say that microscope is used to view microscopic things like culture of cells. Like if you have any culture of, for example, if you have a microscope at school or at any institution, you can just take a toothpick and just rub it inside your cheek and then place that sample onto the slide and then view in the microscope. You'll find out that there are many cells, and a typical cell structure, when it is zoomed, you will find out its parts. So it's actually to study cells, and for research purposes we use microscope.